Patrick here from Estland. I've had a student recently who works at a call center, and he's worked in a call center for a while. He's not born here. He migrated a few years ago, and I'm not going to mention the name of the company he's working at, but it's a phone company. I'm not going to mention the name, but it's a phone company. And he came to me. He was very depressed. He was very depressed. He said, people keep calling me and, I'm trying to help them out, but sometimes I say things they don't understand and, they get frustrated. They ask me to repeat it. I repeat it, but they don't understand, and so they get frustrated. Some people hang up on him. Sometimes they even curse at him, which is a very nasty thing to do, but it happens. So the problem is, so he came to me, he said, look, what can you do for me? How can you fix my problem? I said, you got to train. It's muscle training. You got to train. There are no easy shortcuts. You got to really train hard. And he was ready for it. I gave him a 10-hour training course. And it was very intensive. It was very rough, but he went through it, and it was pretty effective for him. So he was very happy with what I did for him. And then he said, look, you got to do that for everybody that I know. I mean, I have a lot of colleagues, and you got to help them out. But they cannot afford that service. You are giving somebody a job to be on the phone. I mean, that's what their job is. Their job is to be on the phone. Their job is to sit there, wait for the phone to ring, pick up the phone, and speak on your behalf. That's their job by definition. They're not able to make sense. They're not able to enunciate. They're not able to articulate. They're not able to say what they have to say clearly. Well, it reflects bad on you. I mean, it reflects very bad on you because those guys represent you. So you cannot ignore the problem. You've got to address the issue head on, right? Head on. So I think it's your moral obligation to give them the tools to succeed. You have to help them. You got to provide them with training, formal training. Okay? So they get to the point when they're able to do the work properly without having any complaints, without causing escalations, without causing any bad customer experience. You might be wondering why you're having all those escalations. You might be wondering why people are complaining about your service. You might be wondering, why that's happening. Well, that might be one of the reasons. I'm not saying that's the only reason, but that might be one of the reasons. And it is very likely that it is a big reason too, because I hear it a lot. I hear that a lot. I've got a lot of friends, sometimes they get a bill, they pick up the phone, they want to call, they want to dispute the bill, they want to complain about the bill, and then they get through to someone, I don't know, not based in Australia. Apparently, you can tell from the accent, they're not based in Australia, they're based somewhere else. And it's so frustrating to have to ask the same question a million times and ask them to repeat themselves a million times. So they get frustrated and they terminate the service. They cancel the service with that provider. They terminate the service. You're losing customers because of that. Sometimes you can lose customers because of that easily. So don't let yourself get to that point. In my opinion, address the issue. Give your employees a 10-hour training course. It's worth it. You have to invest in that. What that's going to do for them is it's going to help them be aware of what problems they have, how they're going wrong, why people cannot understand them, what they can do to fix the problems, how to speak smoother, less robotically, more naturally, more fluently. It's just going to be very revolutionary for them. It's going to be a very rewarding experience for them to go through that training. They're going to come out with much more confidence, much more, positive self-image, it's gonna work out good for everybody. It's gonna be good for them. It's gonna be good for you. It's gonna be good for everybody. You know, this student of mine practically begged me to really make that video. My student wanted me to call the manager. I refused. I'm not gonna do that. I don't beg people. I don't need it. I'm booked out. I'm busy as it is. But as a favor, you know, for my student, I wanted to make that video and put it out there for all those interested in maybe helping their employees out. So if you're aware of the problem and you want to address the problem, just send me an email or go to my website, fill out the contact form, and just get in touch. We'll talk about it. We'll see what we can do to help them out. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching, and you have a great day.